In this lesson, we will build leg controls. Now we'll kind of take the approach we took in Volume 1 in that we will have a foot roll rig, when this time, instead of building a custom parameter to drive the foot roll, we'll just go ahead and create a few controls. One will drive the ball of the foot, the other the toe. And this is the method I actually prefer because it's very fast to just grab a control and rotate it to offset the feet instead of having to dig through a list of parameters. But you might find what works best for your rigs and go ahead and stick with that. Alright, but let's go ahead and get started by first creating a leg control. We'll grab one of our arm controls and go ahead and clone it. Let's now go ahead and quick align it over to the ankle, and then we'll have this linked to our global control. Alright, now you'll see that we have this custom parameter that we can remove. Let's go ahead and press Alt-1. We'll choose Edit Delete. With it highlighted, we'll choose Delete Parameter and Apply Changes. Alright, great. Now, should we get rid of the attribute holder? Well, keep in mind we do have our toe bones here that we also want to rig, so we might just go ahead and leave that attribute holder there, and we'll tie our toe bones to new custom parameters we'll create. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and take a look at this control, make sure it works well when we bring back our mesh. So we'll show our model. Let's go ahead and press F3. Okay, I think we can change the shape a bit. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll go to wireframe mode, and with it selected, let's go to our vertex subobject level, and we'll start to resize this object. So we'll start to kind of scale this out. Let's go ahead and rotate it so it flows down the foot. And then from there, we can go ahead and start to grab our points. Let's say these 4 points at the front. Grab our move tool. We'll start to just kind of drag these down so it wraps nicely around the creature's foot. I'll go ahead and grab these 2 points. Go ahead and pull them outside. So you get the idea here. We're just having this fit nicely around the foot to make sure that this is very easy to select. Alright, that looks good. Let's go ahead and press F3 just to double check. Alright, great. So we have our leg control. Let's exit our vertex subobject level. We'll have this renamed to NML leg 01. Alright, so from here, it's just a matter of mirroring this over. We've changed its shape drastically, so it'd be a good idea to use our mirror tool to take care of the right side. So we'll go ahead and make sure it's a copy, and we'll choose OK. And now we can quick align over to the IK goal on the right leg. Very nice. Let's go ahead and have this recolored. We'll have it renamed. So it's NMR leg 01. And it should already be linked to the global control. We can check by just pressing page up, so that'll save us some time. So since we've already linked these objects, it'd be a good idea then to go ahead and freeze their transforms. Alright, great. Now let's go ahead and take care of the other control objects. What we could do is import in, let's say, our sphere shape. So we'll choose File Import. There it is. Let's go ahead and add it. Alright, great. So once it's been added to the scene, what I'd like to do is go ahead and maybe hide the character for now, just so we can get this object aligned. So we'll go ahead and focus back on the left foot. We'll press Alt-A, and we'll align this to our foot bone. Great. Alright, so from here, we can go ahead and start to bring down its size. So select all of our points, start to scale these down. What I'd also like to do is go ahead and adjust its shape so it's easy to select this object. So let's go ahead and show our creature again. We'll go ahead and grab our move tool, and let's go ahead and lift this up. Let's go ahead and bring it over. Great. And again, we'll just resize this. We'll bring down the size a bit more so it's easier to grab. Alright, that looks nice. Let's say we go ahead and clone this. And we'll now have this aligned to our toe. So we use Alt-A to do that. All right, very nice. Okay, so once we've managed to do this, we'll go ahead and take a look at the control just to make sure that will work, and I think that looks really good. We can have these recolored, so selecting them both. I'm going to work with light blue. And as far as our naming convention goes, well, we can go ahead and name the first one we made to Enum L Foot 01. I'll go ahead and copy the name. We'll go to the next control, paste, and this will be Enum L Toe 01. All right, fantastic. Let's go ahead and bring this over to the right side. So we'll just go ahead and clone the object. We'll choose OK. Now, if we were to go ahead and use Alt-A and align it to the bone objects on the opposite side, you can see how it flips because this chain has been flipped. So no worries, let's go ahead and undo that back. And what we'll do is kind of translate this over. We'll now go in and center its pivot. Great. And let's go ahead and use Alt-A to align back to the toe nub. All right, so at this point, we can just kind of bring up this shape. So I'd recommend going to, let's say, one of our orthographic views. We could always go to our side view. From here, we can go in and grab our vertices and just start to kind of lift this up to match the shape. All right, very nice. So from here, we can go back to our perspective view. Let's now clone this object. I'll go ahead and go to wireframe mode. We'll use Alt-A and we'll align it to our foot bone. All right, beautiful stuff. So if we were to go back to our side view here, we should notice that this shape is also aligned. You can see how it's on the same plane as the control on the opposite side. So that looks good. Let's have these renamed. So it's going to be Enum R Foot 01. Okay, we'll now go to the next control. Get that renamed. Enum R Toe 01. All right, these are looking good. We can have these recolored. Great. And then as far as parenting goes, well, we know the order here. We'll go ahead and grab the foot control. We'll have that linked to the toe control. The toe control gets linked back to our leg control. So as we start to move the leg control, the other two will follow. So we start to grab that foot control and rotate. We'll be able to rotate on the ball of the foot. And then we'll use this control here to drive the toe roll. Let's go ahead and do the same thing on the opposite side. All right, so we'll go in and we'll link the foot control over to the toe control. Now we can take that toe control, link that to our leg control. Let's make sure we go ahead and freeze the transforms on these objects. Let's have them stored in our controls layer. All right, fantastic. So I think this would be a good stopping point. What we could do is go ahead and finish working on our foot rig in the next lesson.